I am Torbjörn Blomdahl of Sweden. I'm 63 years old and I live here in Blackouts, Germany. We are right now in my practice location. I am single and I have two sons, Yannick and Henrik, 29 and 24 years old. Yeah, actually, I'm not really sure about that. I think it was when I followed my father to the billiard room in Gothenburg. We had a club next to my school, close to my school. I think I went in there too, but I don't know what happened first. And I must have been like 9 or 10 years old, followed my father to the billiard club because they had a table tennis table. I wanted to play table tennis with my father. So I saw the balls, maybe that was the first time, but I didn't play. Yeah, Lennart Blomdahl, my father, he was a champion of Danish 5 pins, also European champion. He won the Swedish championship like I think 21 times in a row, and then they abolished the game. They stopped playing it, so he didn't have the chance to prolong that series. And then he started playing three cushion already before that. 1973 he opened a billiard room together with a partner, and that was the year we both started to play three cushion. Must have been some days before November 1st, 1973, just around my birthday maybe, when I turned 11, 26th of October, because the billiard room opened November 1st, but of course we had the chance to play before the club officially opened, because my father was one of the partners owning the club. So that's the first time. We had Danish 5 pins, we have pool tables, we had carom tables, and I think I played mostly Danish 5 pins and sometimes some pool. Yeah, my mother and father, they both worked alternately in a billiard club, so my school was actually pretty close to the club. Not in the first years, but later when I was like 15, then the school was very close to the club, so I always went to the club after school. No, just playing, mostly 5 pins and pool in the beginning, and then starting some free game because there were some tournaments for really young juniors, but yeah, never really practiced that. But free cushion started slowly when I was 11 or 12. Yeah, I think that happened not before I was 18. Until then I was just a kid, like playing what kind of games, video games or whatever. Billiard was a game, flipper or billiards or whatever. But when I was around 17, 18, I started already having some success, and I started understanding that as more grown-up person, I started understanding that it's good to put down some hours, some really some big hours in practice. 18, that was around 80. Yeah, I could play one average maybe at that time, free cushion. Yeah, I had fun. I liked table tennis, football, and other sports, and I liked billiards too. It was nice. I always liked everything which is round, to fool around with it, and just playing all the 3 games: pool, 5 pins, and 3 cushion. Playing all these games, many hours, sometimes through the night until the morning, and just playing brought me to almost, I think, one average in Swedish games when I was 18. Actually, I never had a trainer. I learned the game together with my father, so nobody was teaching the other. So we played together sometimes or many times. But he was a little bit stronger than me in the beginning, of course, because I was 11 when I started and he was 33. He was already a good billiard player. But very soon, I was 16, I think I could win the first time against him in the Swedish championships. So we developed kind of together. And the only real training I had was when René Fingerhut came to Sweden to do some training, some three-cushion training with us. And the result was that he told me to play 2 years of baulk line and 1 year of one cushion or free game. I don't remember really what he said, but I didn't listen. I was young and stupid, or maybe young and smart, I don't know, but I didn't listen. And 1983, when I was 20, I was second to Raymond Keulemans in the European Championships, and I met him there, and he asked me, did you do as I said? I said, no, sorry, I didn't. Okay, he said, you did the right thing. That was very nice to hear. Yeah, not completely by myself, because there have been some people here in this room and in other billiard rooms playing together, discussing points and kind of studying the game together with other players, with Martin Horn. I've done a lot of these with Michael Nilsson. We do discuss a lot of things among us. We are not hiding our knowledge. We're just trying to improve together. So that's more valuable than having a trainer who is maybe not same level. No, I finished school when I was 18, just a regular 9 years of Swedish basic school and 3 years of, we call it gymnasium. And that was it for me. No university. I played billiards. I had some jobs. I had different jobs, like for 6 months here, for 6 months there. I was selling toys or making dried egg products or whatever. I tried a lot of different things, but ultimately nobody wanted to have me because I always disappeared on the weekend. I had to go to billiard tournaments, so I was not a good employee. So about the same time started introduce prize money in tournaments. I got my first invitations, so the way to being a professional was kind of automatic. Yeah, it was like 1983, I think. I had my first sponsoring contracts and first successes. I already was Scandinavian champion in 81, Swedish champion in 82 for the first time, and second at the European in 83. And about then, I think 83 was the first invitation tournament I got invited to in Moyeuvre in France. That must have been 83, yes. So that's the moment where I start thinking about making money with billiards. Actually, to be really honest, many times when I had a tournament, I was playing pool in my club for days and weeks before, and then just 1 hour before going to the airport, I took the 3 cushion balls and played a little 3 cushion just to get used to the bigger balls. And that happened many times, if I should be really honest. So there was no special training when I was young. I just played some matches in the club and then quickly over to the pool table and played much more there. That happened many times. Yes, I did. 8 ball, 9 ball, later some 10 ball events, and even straight pool. I even played straight pool Swedish championships, but mostly 9 ball. Yeah, in 1985 I won the European Championship individual in Amersfoort in the Netherlands, beating Kulemans in the semi-final, and the very weak Rini van Bracht in the final. I won the final 50-30 in 39 innings. That was kind of a gift. And the same year, me and my father, we beat Belgium in the European Team Championships. Me against Raymond, 50-43 in 19 innings, and my father beat Ludo Dillis also in a strong match. We had match point at the same point, but one of us missed it, so we could have finished the match in the same moment. But just one inning later, he finished. So we both won against Dillis and Kulemans. That was also in '85, just a month, I think, after the European individual. So that time it really got started. I was #1 in Europe, and that was nice. Yeah, actually we won that 3 times, and we became world champions also, '87 and I think it was '91, twice together, me and him. Yeah, Brownlee triathlon from Great Britain, brothers Brownlee, they are equally good. So they sometimes one wins and then the other one wins. It happens. If you study the sport literature, you will find some examples, but father and son in the same team, it's only very few sports that can have that because of the long careers that we have. But he was a good player. He also won the individual European Championships in 1989, all by himself without my help. People thinking that I let him win sometimes in the Swedish Championships so that he can go to the European Championship, but it was not necessary. He could do that all by himself, and we never help each other, so it's important to always do your best. He also won against me in the Grand Prix tournament in Denmark. We played the final together, and it was like 2-2 and 10-10 in the last set, and he finished with a run of 5, ice cold as he always was. So he has some individual successes as well. I didn't practice alone very much at that time. Mostly playing matches with guys in the club, and of course some practice alone. I was studying some systems and things, but not for very long. And then I went to play some pool or do some other things. I spent a lot of time in the billiard club, but not all the time on the 3-cushion table. Yeah, 5 pins actually I didn't play that much. I only went to the championships, the European and World Championships in 5 pins. That was really fun game to play, so I had to do that. And since it has similarities with our Danish 5-pin game that we play in Sweden and Denmark, it's not that difficult for us to learn that game. It was a very nice game because you only shoot once, you never sit down really, and it's full of action, the game. It's nice. I don't know, because I have adapted now. Lately I've been trying to play more like the others, more controlled and more slow cue ball and things like that. Normally I didn't do that. I didn't play much position play earlier. I was just a crazy point maker, just a shooter who used a lot of speed sometimes and had no control of positions. That was my style, and I was extremely good at just making points all the time. Didn't matter that much where the balls were at. But now today I've changed my game a little bit and more position play, and so it's now in the late years I've put down much more practice. After when the World Cup started in '87 in my case, BWA. That time I was more into 3-cushion and playing a lot of 3-cushion. Yeah, it was started by Dr. Werner Bayer. 1986 were the first tournaments. That year were 4 tournaments, and I did not participate. because there was a lot of talk. If you do that, you will be suspended for the rest of your life and all this. And I got some advice from my president in Sweden, from the European Federation president, and other people saying to me, don't go there because you will be suspended. And all the others, they didn't listen. They just went up and played, and I stayed home. And then I joined 1 year later, and I had to pay a lot of money to get in. I don't know, it was 25,000 Deutschmark or something like that I had to pay to get in, because that was a penalty that I didn't participate the first year. So that started for me, for the others in 86, for me in 87. I was hoping you will not ask that question. I'm not good at statistics. I'm really not good at statistics. I don't know when that ended.
No.
Or do I? Do I? 93, 97. 1997, I think.
So around 10 years.
98. Yeah, but 98, there were some years of suspension where all the top players and all the Dutch league players were suspended. It was like 100 people suspended. That suspension ended in I think 97. But then the World Cup went on with all the players together, the UMB player and the BWA players together, open tournaments, qualification tournaments. And that went on for some years. I don't know when that ended. Actually, we still have the World Cup series, the UMB World Cup series. So that time it was the BWA, organized by BWA, but with all the players. I don't know. I don't know when that finally ended, the BWA. Yes, definitely. I must say that life in Sweden was not very expensive by then. I found some old invoices for my rent in my 92 square meter apartment. I paid 150 euros a month in 1993. So life was not that expensive. Yeah, as you have already heard, I was never one who just play one game all the time. I like to try everything, all the different pool games, the 5-pin, the Italian 5-pin game, and then a friend of mine came to visit me in Sweden to play some three cushion, and after having had no chance for a couple of days, he said, I'm pretty good at one cushion. Let's play one cushion. I said, okay, let's play one cushion. So we played 100 matches to 100, and we played 3 matches, and I finished in 6 innings, 7 innings, and 8 innings. And I thought, okay, that's a nice game. So I started liking that game because actually the reason I like the game is there are a lot of shots which you cannot miss. You know, three cushion is frustrating because you can miss almost everything. And if you play one cushion well, you have a lot of shots where you can relax and pretty easy. This one is a sure point, and if I play that like that, the next one will be a sure point also. And you get into the rhythm and the mood of yeah, this is nice, this is easy, which you almost never have in three cushion. It's difficult to have. If you have that in three cushion, you will probably miss the next one. Yeah, there were some periods I even played some 71-2 regularly, daily. I have had my own billiard table since 2001, and then I had it before. I had it in my house. Now this one is like 900 meters from my home. But that time when I had it in my home between 2001 and 2015, yeah, I played. When I was home, I played a little bit, no pool because it's a carom table, but I played one cushion and bowline and three cushion a little bit every day. 71-2, I tried to make 200, but I could never make it. I stopped at 170 several times. But And now I have given up. I can't do the small things anymore. Because my hand is shaking.
Oh.
It's not so important for three cushion, but for the little games it's difficult. Yeah, we played some matches in Laxou. We played for Laxou in the French league. I especially remember I beat him I thought I beat him in 47-2, but he made 125 in the equalizing inning. The greedy boy. And yeah, we had some tight 71-2 matches as well, but of course those are practice games and it's difficult to do that. Only one cushion I think I can handle on a tournament situation. Yeah, of course, three cushion.
Of course.
It's the greatest, biggest, most difficult, most complicated game, most full of secrets, found or not found secrets, things you can learn and things you can forget. You knew some shots I knew exactly how to play 10 years ago, but now I don't know anymore. So you can learn and forget and learn again and forget again and learn new things. And especially now, the last 10 years, it's all about position play. So many positions you don't really know how to make a good position, but then you try things and a year later you come up with at least you know, not like that. I can't play like that because that's never going to be a position. So step by step you learn how to handle more and more positions, and you learn to dominate more and more of the game. So this is now a process which I started a little bit late in my life, but maybe after 2000 I started this, analyzing every shot and trying to squeeze out the most possible out of every position. I really don't know, but it's a combination of everything, you know, shot making and position play, which is obviously the thing that bring you to a high average. Not defense doesn't bring high average, but you need to learn also. But position play is important, but yeah, position play in a way that you don't play the wrong shot. Don't play the wrong shot, because then the run is over. You go to the chair. You make a point very easy, but in some situations it's sure that you cannot make the next one, because you already you fall into a trap. You just do something which you should not do, and you see that happen many times in tournaments. And by watching games, I'm practicing this. I say, oh look, he's not going to have a position after this one, and when it happens, it kind of confirms my idea was right. So there are some situations you can't just play slowly to the ball, and because they're going to close up all the possibilities for the next shot. So it's more about avoiding the bad positions than, you know, exactly placing three balls in exactly one spot, which is obviously impossible. Can you ask that to Bert van Manen or somebody who knows? I think I have won 46 World Cups, 6 World Championships, 10 European Championships individual, and then I have additionally 9 World Championships by national team, and 3, I think, in European national team. And then I'm one-time world champion in biathlon, which is Italian 5 pins and 3 cushion mixed together. What else? The Coupe d'Europe, the club team European Championship. I don't know how many titles I have there. Maybe 10. I don't know. There are some of them with my Swedish team, some of them with some Dutch teams, and with FC Porto. So I don't know exactly the number, but there are some there also. Yeah, recently, coming back from another operation, I made my first match in Vietnam, and in the first inning of the first match against Dionelin, I made 26, which is my highest run ever, highest three cushion run. I once made 40 points in 8 innings in the LG Masters in Korea, and 50 points in 9 innings in the Dutch League match. So that should be my best games, I think. And general average of a tournament was 2.739, I think. 2.739. That was a world record. I made that in Greece in the World Cup. Amazing. Now today I cannot make 1.7 averages. Amazing. I don't know how that happened. It was just you're sometimes just flying. There's no stopping you. You cannot have a bad position. You just shoot and the balls are perfect, always perfect positioned.
Player.
The real answer to that is that I don't manage. I'm a little bit too nervous mostly. Some years, 20 years ago, it was easier because I was the best player and I didn't have to end up in difficult situations in matches. It did happen, but not so many times in a year. So those few moments I could handle pretty okay. But today, all matches are hard, and I must admit I'm a little bit nervous and sometimes too much, and it doesn't help. And to answer your question, I have not had any mental training. My mental training was winning a lot of tournaments. I won 37 of the first 75 World Cup tournaments. So that was, I didn't think I needed any mental training. So that was help. That was the help that I needed to stay healthy mentally. I mean, sportsman-like, sports-wise healthy. But today is difficult. Every match can be lost and all players are good. Yeah, I just went to my matches. Sometimes I was a little bit nervous before the match, and then after some shots it was gone, and then I could relax and play well. And sometimes I was not nervous at all before the match started, and those times the first couple of innings were really bad, but then I kind of had to concentrate myself and sometimes make myself nervous a little bit just by talking to myself. But today it's difficult. Every moment is difficult. There's no one easy moment in a match because the opponents are so strong and they are. I'm not a good safety player, but I should play safe against these players because they make too many points. I never needed to do that like 20, 30 years ago. I just tried to make points all the time. So, of course, I have not learned to be a good defensive player, which was, of course, a stupid mistake. But I live with that. Yeah, three cushion is a brain game. You have to figure out things correctly, but that has nothing to do with mental strength. It's just knowledge and practice that you learn to dominate the balls, to manage the balls, like Torbjörn says. Manage the balls like you do easily in one cushion because you don't need to travel very far with a cue ball. But try to manage the balls just as well in three cushion as you do in the one cushion or in the pop line. That's not a mental game, that's just pure knowledge and exercise. Yeah, I started winning a lot of tournaments directly when I started the World Cup in 1987. There were 4 tournaments that year, and I won 2 of them. And until when, I don't know, but as I said, I won half of the first 75 tournaments. And the difference between me and the others, I used to say I knew more about the game than most of my opponents at that time. They didn't have the same, let's say, 3-cushion education. They had probably better technique, because my technique has never been very fantastic. But it's about knowledge. I had some good system control, some good understanding about angles, and some good solutions to shots. Which shot should have this speed in order to make it more easily, and I try to have knowledge as a strength in my game. The 5-pin game has, of course, helped to control the first object ball, because that's all you do in the 5 pins, to avoid kisses and to control where that ball lands. That's has been very important, of course. And pool game is a lot of safety, and you have to bank to hit the numbered ball, and that also helps. You know, 1 and 2 cushion bank shots in 3 cushion. So you can pick up some little things from all the games, which you can use in 3 cushion, which is the biggest game. All the other games are smaller, so everything you collect here can be used in the biggest game. 3 cushion is the biggest game, which has most variation and most aspects. Now when I was 11, 12, 13, there was some junior tournaments. I played some team tournaments. It was Sweden and Denmark and some regional teams. We came together. I played some games in free game, 100-point free game matches. I was 12 or 13. I didn't have any idea how to make anything on a big table. Yeah, big table. We only have big tables in Sweden. So I played that, and then I did participate in some Swedish championship in 1 cushion, like in the 1980 around, when I was a teenager, something. Once I played 3 average or something. And then I played 2 European championships now in the modern age, and 1 world championship. And the thing in where was it? In Olomouc in Czech Republic. There was a triathlon event with 3 cushion, 1 cushion, and 71-2 ball climb. So that's it. That's absolutely it. My best result is European Championship, fifth place with 18 average, and best game 120 in 5 innings. I lost to Jean-Paul De Bruyne in the quarterfinal. He made 111 in the first inning, and then the other 9 in the next inning. So I had 2 innings. And then the 3rd place in the World Championships, where I lost to you, dear Xavier. And I lost to Codron, and I lost to a lot of people, but it was kind of a group system. First 1 group, I qualified from that one, and then there was another group, and I lost a lot of games, but I qualified anyway from that group too, and came to the semi-final with Jean-Paul De Bruyne. I lost that one. But the 3rd place, I'm very proud of that. I'm usually not so proud of 3rd places, but that one I'm really proud. I like it. That was maybe, I don't know, 12 average or something in that tournament. So 2 good 1 cushion events. I was lying. I played one more European Championship after that, where I lost in the qualification. I was in the group with Armin Kahofer, and I didn't play well that time, so that was time to retire from one cushion. Difficult for me to answer that question because I'm not at all in that part of the world. So I don't know. We had these. I have one opinion. We had these multi championships in Brandenburg in Germany, and I think that is not the solution. That is not the way to have classic disciplines have any success, because there is no billiards, there is no carom billiards in that place, and they did it as kind of an alibi, just to show that we do something for the classic disciplines. But that was not the solution, obviously, because that was the end of every other country, like Holland, Belgium maybe, and France and Spain, countries who can organize, Austria maybe, countries who can organize tournaments for the classic disciplines. So I think that should be separated from the rest of the European. Let's play team and individual three cushion together, but not all the classic disciplines together. They should have their own life, and I hope they survive. But I have no other solution than to let the countries who are interested try and organize their championships. That is a possibility. But I know there are in some places it attracts a lot of audience, so use that. Yeah, the first advice is the first thing that you do when you come from the classic to the three cushion is to maybe move your right hand a little bit back on the cue and start practicing shots with more speed, because that's probably the part where you will have the most difficulty of adapting to the new game, because you are used to playing soft shots, maybe having your right hand a little bit in front on the cue. So take it back a little and start practicing high speed shots, which you will need a lot. It's natural. I'm not very good, so I should have worked more on it. I am doing some exercise now because I need to improve everything in my game to have a chance to follow the others now in the last years of my career. So I'm practicing that now, but I'm getting older and weaker, and I really have problems when I use a lot of speed, which was much easier when I was 30. So some practice there, but yeah, it's hard. Yeah, first of all, the first time I won against Raymond Keulemans after 6 tries when I was very young. I tried to beat him. I had no chance the first 2-3 times, and then I came very close a couple of times, 60-55 and 60-56 I lost. And finally I beat him once, and that was a wonderful moment, 1985. That is, of course, something that I will never forget. But apart from that, what I always remember is beating world champions in other games than three cushion. For example, the Italian 5-pin game, I beat at least 2 world champions, Carlo Cifala of Italy and Nestor Nene Gomez of Argentina. And in 9-ball, I won against Efren Reyes and Oliver Ortmann, who are multiple world champions. Those are the things that fills me with satisfaction up until here. Yeah, my worst memories, complete blackouts in, for example, 1986 final of the World Championships against Avelina Rico in Las Vegas. I was leading, I don't know, 37-13, match to 50, and completely had a blackout and lost the match. That is one very bad memory.
What do you mean with blackout?
Yeah, I couldn't play anymore. He started making points, made me nervous. My legs started shaking, and complete blackout. Took wrong decisions, and which should be my strong part. My strong part is not the technical part. My strong part is taking good decisions all the time, and I wasn't able to do that in a stressful situation. That was a painful memory. I should have won that final easily, but. Yeah, I also remember my last World Championship win in Randers, Denmark, 2019. I survived penalty shootout against Eddie Merckx. He started with 7 and I made 8 to qualify for the quarterfinal. That's a strong memory. And also the World Championship I won before that in 2015 against Kang Dong-gung of Korea. He finished the match. I had 34. I needed 6 points to tie and create the shootout. I made the 6 and then I won the shootout 2-1. Some nice memories.
No.
Yeah, it's complicated. For the people living in Korea, it's fantastic to have a PBA in your in your country, and you can choose to play there. But I mean, what they are doing, they don't have any doping controls. They're not affiliated in the International Olympic Committee. So if you want to play there, you deliberately go outside of the official sports world, which is a pity. It didn't have to be like that. We could have organized a way to work together. But but it's I was in Korea now. There are so many players, young girls, young boys. I played with an 18-year-old Kim Yong-won. He's fantastic. He's fully educated, not fully educated, but he has a technique that helps him. And there are so many young people playing well. And yeah, it was like that always in Korea, but now it's even more. So it's a good thing for them, but for me, too late. I don't want to go out of the Olympic Committee world. I definitely don't approve of the 2-point rule for easy cushion first shot, which is already lucky when you get it, and now you get 2 points also, and many times a wonderful chance to make a nice position. So and maybe most of all, what I'm not happy with the PBA is how they are splitting up the prize money. It's almost everything goes to the first 4 places, and the others have little money. That is, of course, something that they have chosen to do, and it's their idea, but I think it's better to split up the prize money a little bit wider, like we do in the UMB. But ultimately, it's the amount of money that is available for 3-cushion players in the world. It's a big number with the PBA together, UMB, and the next year we will have the World Masters, which doubles the prize money in the UMB. So all this is good for billiard players. More sponsors, more money coming into the game. No, it was not in question. I was absolutely not interested. And I actually didn't have an offer also, so nobody wanted me. I did have an offer later, but it was no good. Maybe I was too old already. Yeah, it's possible for us too, but we don't have 2 million players in Europe. They have 2 million players in Korea, I think. Everybody plays billiards, and young people too, and now they see this billiard on TV all the time. It has been like that for years, always actually. It's always a lot of billiards on TV. And if we had 2 million three-cushion players in Europe, we would have a lot of good young people too. We don't have enough players, but it can change. There are some young people coming up, more than like 10 years ago. So it's some things are changing. Yeah, it has to, because the old guys, we are getting old. So they have to come up with some younger people soon. Otherwise, the Asians will take over everything. Don't forget South America, Colombia, Mexico. They have a lot of good players too. They play a lot of billiards. They have this like 10 or 15 players who can make 1.5, 1.7 average or more. I don't know. There in Colombia, because they play a lot of billiards. That's what we don't do here in Germany, for example. It's so few people playing. That's something I cannot do. I have no idea why people refuse to play this wonderful game. Difficult to understand.
Name.
Kim Junte?
I don't know.
In the UMB
in
the UMB tournament, you mean?
Yes, it was in UMB tournament.
Yeah,
yes.
he went to PBA now. Now he's in PBA. He played his first match in the PBA, had 3 average in the first match and lost. But they get 2 points for the bank shots. But it's a tough world there, the PBA, short matches, set system and stuff. Yeah, he made 28, and another one Young Choi is a little bit older player. He made 37 here in a practice game just before the World Championships. I've seen the run. That was really a fantastic run. I recommend everybody to look for it. One Young Choi, 37-point run. It's full of difficult shots. Yeah, limit of the high run, of course it will go up, but this 37 is a pretty good step. I mean, the highest before was maybe 30. Yeah, I have heard from 37 in practice by Yilmaz Özcan from Turkey, but yeah, it's going to go up, but very slowly. Yeah, I made 34 in 1997. Yeah. And now the record is 37, so give it 30 years more and it will go to 40 maybe, I don't know. Yeah, that's more complicated, because the more close to each other the players are, every match will be very tight. So not really room for playing for high average. You have to make sure that you defend yourself and not go for all the points. So like 20, 30 years ago, or even 10, 15 years ago, it was easier to make a high tournament average, because not all players were on the same level. So you had some matches you can run away and just go for the points and not play any safety shots. So with all the players equally strong, it's not that easy that one guy plays 2.5 average, for example. It's very difficult. Yeah. Next question, please. I just play billiards for fun. Now I don't have any illusions. I won the European Championships last year. But I'm not sure that I'm capable of winning much more things here, because the other guys are so strong. It's difficult. It's going to be very difficult to win more tournaments. So I'm trying just to play for fun and see what I can do. And it's still my job, so I will do my best all the time. I'm very happy we have a new tournament series next year. And I will show up and do my best, and maybe it's not enough, but I will keep on trying. I'm always, I'm almost embarrassed to say this, but I say it again. This game that we are playing with these 3 balls and these 4 cushions is the most wonderful game played with any kind of balls, hard balls, soft balls, whatever, that you can find in the world. And you see this in countries like Vietnam and Korea, how people are just crazy about the game. Everybody's playing, mother, father, son and daughter, everybody playing this game. It's because it's so fantastic, full of things that you can enjoy and you can learn and you can be frustrated about. It's just a fantastic, wonderful game. And all my life, as long as I live, I will promote this game as the most wonderful cue sport game. And that would be my last word. This is the most wonderful game. Go play it.